Now, another part of what you bring up that is so great in your book is transportation awareness, and that's a
Mhm.
major section in your book. Why is that such a critical aspect of personal safety today? What do you have to tell people about that?
Because people tend to spend an awful lot of time in and around forms of transportation. What's the average commute these days? Somewhere between 36 and 40 minutes, something like that. Depends on where you live. Sometimes it's a lot longer. So you're going to spend a lot of time in and around a car or on a bicycle. I cover a lot of these in there. I also cover boats. You're probably not taking a boat to work, but there's a reason I cover it in there.
Well, I've known people who do, and you're in Miami, so all bets are
Could
off.
happen. Could happen. But the other one is like the subway. When
Hmm.
you walk
Oh,
on a
yeah.
subway platform, there's certain things that you want to do. You want to quickly scan the whole crowd. And I use something called red light, green light, basically a traffic light system. So if you see somebody who I use the example of the 80-year-old grandmother on her walker, that's green. She's not a threat. She's not going to generally cause you harm. I see that, I push it aside.
Mm.
Then if I see somebody that is acting a little bit strange or they're kind of pushing somebody around or they're being difficult, maybe that's yellow. And then I see somebody who is perhaps a gang member. Uh, they're 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 really getting it on. They're talking to themselves. They're screaming. They're acting out. They're throwing something. They broke something. A fight's about to break out. That's red.
Mm.
I see something that's red. Time to go right now. I
Mhm.
guess that day I'm taking an Uber, not taking the subway.
Right.
I'm going to I'm going to get off that X because there's something there that can potentially happen.
Hmm.
So if you quickly scan everything, I'm not worried about this. This I'll pay attention to. That's a problem.
Right.
You may not see any of those.
Right.
When you go into when you put don't stand near the tracks. Stand with your back to a wall. That way
That's
you
true.
only have to watch 180 degrees.
Right. You don't have somebody coming up behind you and stuff too.
You just
And
ended
right.
that. Yeah.
Right.